Hey y'all. I am home alone today, which is a rare and wonderful treat. Even though I am still fevery and kind of running slow. But anyway, I got out earlier this morning. The boys left at 6 o'clock or 6:30 this morning, and so instead of going back to sleep, I went ahead and got up and planned my grocery shopping trip, which I've learned now needs a lot of work. There's a lot more planning involved than I anticipated in terms of knowing, when to do certain items and all of that, and how to plan around the sale ads and stuff. But I'll get there. I've got 13 weeks in this class to get it down. So I am happy to report that I saved $40 just by using all of the sale, the coupons and stuff at HEB. And then overall, rather than what we normally spend, I estimate we're about $50 less than we normally would be. So that's awesome for this first month. My goal for September is to be, in total for our whole grocery budget to be $100 less than what we were spending before I started this class. So that's kind of my goal. And then, there's 13 weeks. So, each month I hope to cut it back by, $100 from August for September, and then $100 less in October than what we did in September, and then hopefully in November, which around the holidays, I don't know if that's going to work out quite like I planned, but hopefully still, we'll cut it back at least enough to not see a huge jump in our holiday grocery budget. So, along with that, a lot of what we do in life, has a lot to do with just our attitude and how we go about things. And so, I'm looking at this grocery budget makeover class as an opportunity to challenge myself and to hopefully change and do things, better. And, there's a whole game to the whole grocery shopping deal. And so I'm trying to figure that out and unlock it a little bit so that I'll know when there's a really good sale and I can stock up on, like chicken last week was on a really good sale. So we stocked up on that. And then just, figuring out things that we want to cook that are healthier rather than, all of the processed stuff in the center of the grocery store, kind of sticking to the outside edges as best that we can. With a few, things here and there in the center aisles for the kids and stuff like that. But just, trying to model a better diet for the boys and, not letting them slip back into the just, I want a hot dog for dinner every day kind of deal like we used to be able to do. Trying to get them exposed to more things because, they don't know it, but their mom and dad are pretty good cooks. So I just want them to learn to eat more variety and better things. Another thing that I wanted to cover, even with, sorry, my timer went down. Even with working out, I mean, attitude is key. At this point in it, I'm more apt to do it. Just, not to say that I've done it, but I feel better after I've done it. Even on these days when it's really hard and a struggle because I don't feel well, I want to be able to say, okay, boys, I did something. So you guys need to go and, walk some laps or do the workout with me or whatever it needs to be. I want them to see that hard work is important and it's worth it. And, it's not always easy, but, in the end, that's what we need to do. And so, whether we want to do it or not, it's for the best. So, just trying to model that for the boys more now that, they're more aware of what's going on, and, they need to see, their parents in action, and they can't, go to work with John. So they're going to only see what I'm doing at home, on the weekdays. And so, modeling that with school and with, our eating and planning and, exercising and all of that kind of, it all goes together. And then, the other thing that I'm trying to teach them is, and this, goes for everybody, don't quit before you start. That, somebody, I think it was Juliana, that said that in a video not too long ago. And that is so key. I mean, how many times have I talked myself out of doing something because it may be a little hard or it may be a little challenging, or, I don't want to put in the effort. Well, don't let yourself off on that. Don't let yourself have the excuse of, oh, that's too much trouble, so I'm not going to even start it. Or, even if you, try it and you fail, at least you tried. You're never going to do something that you haven't done if you don't start. And so, you have to kind of take that first step and go with it. And you may, falter a little bit. It may not go as planned, but, you've done something. And so that's a huge, huge thing to be able to start. And then if you keep it up, even better. So, I'm just, I want to put that out there because I know, some people may be sitting back and saying, oh, I don't have the time or the energy or the this or the that. Well, honestly, 6 weeks ago, I didn't have the energy either, but, I woke up and saw that my friend Suzanne had done it. And so it was time to, jump in there and do it, whether I was prepared or had planned for it or whatever. We just kind of leapt off this bridge together. And, we finish our second round of 21 Day Fix tomorrow. And I would never dream that we would have gotten that far and that, we'd still be in it in it for the long haul, and growing and changing and getting better, and our outlook on everything is much more positive than it used to be. And so, those are the two key things really are, don't quit before you start, and don't give up. Don't let yourself have that out. I've watched John now for 21 days, or at least, as of tomorrow. He goes to work every day. He leaves the house, I think, 6:30 or whatever, it is, he leaves early. And then, he takes his shake and he drinks it on the way to work, and he works his, full day, gets off, drives home on 290, which, any of you that are from around here know that's a nightmare. So, he drives home and he gets home somewhere, 5:30 or 6, and he pops in the workout. And that's the first thing he does when he gets home at night. And he still, has a little bit of time to chat with the boys, and then he puts them to bed, while I cook dinner, or but he's dedicated to this just as long, at the same level as I am. And it's been amazing for the boys to, see that. Like, Daddy goes and he works hard, and then he comes home and he works out, and we eat better. We drink, a ton more water than we used to, not so many, Pepsis or Cokes or whatever. So, we're changing. And I think that, the kids are watching, and they see that, and they're willing to try new things, and they're willing to, go out there and if, Tyler's not huge on doing the videos because, I think they're just, they're a little difficult for the kids to understand, how to do things and actually, feel the muscles reacting. So, while James just jumps around and burns some energy that way, Tyler tends to just do laps around the kitchen for 30 minutes. Like, our house makes a loop, and so you can walk all the way, through the living room, into the dining room, and through the kitchen and back around. It makes like a big giant loop. And so he does that for a half hour, which is, it could be better. But, it's something. And he does that while he, watches his iPad sometimes. You know, as the fall kind of, which, we in Texas, we laugh because what is the fall? It's just another, part of the summer with pumpkin spice lattes and everything else. But it doesn't really cool off. So hopefully here in the next month or so, we'll go out in addition to the videos that I'm doing for workouts. We'll go out and let them ride their bikes, and I'll walk. Our street also makes a big giant loop, so we'll just go around that once or twice and get them out and let them burn some energy and do all that stuff too. So they're watching us get more and more active, and I think that's wonderful. And our co-op, we started a co-op. I think it's 4 families, and our first month, the theme is healthy habits. And so we learned this month about, this past week, we learned about, eating the rainbow and doing a little bit of exercise, and, what a healthy drink is, what is not a healthy drink, those kind of things. And so, they're hearing it in all sorts of different ways. And our next lesson for science and homeschool, our next unit is on the sense of taste. And so, I'm going to work more into that too, and try to make some things that they can try and taste and see, okay, do you like that? Do you not like that? That kind of stuff. And then with our co-op, though, we are trying to give the kids, I wouldn't call it homework, but just something that they can kind of do at home along with what we're learning. And so I gave them this big, long list of all the different food groups and examples of things that are in the food groups, and have them kind of looking for something they've never tried before. And, they'll hopefully get to try it, and then come back and tell us whether they liked it or what they thought, or, all that kind of stuff, which will be really cool to see, what they come back with, and how that, interaction works out, and what they're willing to try based on their friends' recommendations, and that kind of fun stuff. I think we're getting to an age where, they're only 6 and 7. And so I think, we're getting to that point where maybe, more than mom saying, you should try this, you should try this. Maybe their friends, can have a little bit more influence over that part for now. And then, along with my, don't quit before you start and stick with it. Sometimes there are things that you have to let go. Whether it be, something that you're doing that takes a lot of your time, that prevents you from being able to do the working out, or the, whatever it is that you want to do. I don't know, maybe it's, you're spending too much time on your phone, or maybe there's a game you like, or maybe there's a website you read too often. I don't know what that looks like for everybody, but, I've noticed more often now in the last 6 weeks, like I used to be pretty heavily into a couple of games on my phone, and then, obviously Facebook and all of that. But I've started kind of backing off of that, because my day is much more full, and I'm, on the go and moving around more. There's not quite as much time where I'm just hanging out and, able to play these games. That's more now for when the kids are in bed and I've got everything else done. But, I've deleted some off my phone, and I am really finding myself less and less on Facebook. I'm still available, like by chat and all of that kind of stuff, but I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I don't feel like I'm posting quite as much as I used to on Facebook. And, it's more just my workout pictures and occasional things that come up. But that feels good, like to be a little bit more dialed into the here and now. And chatting with my coach, chatting with Suzanne, my friend and partner in this, and, our co-op families, and really just spending more time with people that are actually in my life, on a daily basis. Not that, everyone else isn't important, but I'm just saying, like, I spend more time, like, I think dialed in with my boys and working on their schooling and working on getting, our house clean and getting our, groceries, that all planned out, and, getting the exercise done, getting the shakes in, getting the water in, um, you know, doing all of these things that are gonna, in the long run, hopefully keep me around a lot longer, because, you know, um, most of I had two brain surgeries in 2014. I had weight loss surgery, long before that, before I got pregnant with Tyler. So, I've lost 95 pounds in the past, put on quite a bit of it back, but, I've done all of these different things, and, that experience, now it's turning into more of a, I need to be here for my kids, and I need to, be active with them, be, healthier with them, get my diabetes under control, all of those kind of things. And that's really become more important to me as I see, that I'm feeling so much better just 6 weeks in. There's still a long way to go before I'm considered, healthy or not overweight or whatever it is, that you want to label it. Um, and I think some of that is skewed now because, 95% of the American population or whatever is obese and overweight. So I don't know really what my final goal is, because, it's so far away. I have set a number, for at least the first part. And, as I get closer, and things start kind of moving more intently towards that goal, I might share it at some point. But it's not really, my focus is not the number right now. It's feeling better, getting healthier, doing the things I need to do, to, make all of that work, and, not quitting before I start every day, and not, giving up, and just being the positive, role model that, my kids need, that, hopefully my friends see the benefit of, that, my family sees the benefit of. I was laughing, I think it was, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I was texting something with my family has like or my sisters and my dad, we have a group text thing that we're always chatting, and, I had sent something, and one of my sisters sent back, who are you and what have you done with my sister? And that's so true, because, I am feeling, and my mind is so different than it was, back, in July, which is only, a month and a half ago. But my outlook on everything, and my attitude has changed so much. And, I hope that, more people see the light, that I am feeling, in my life and in my, journey. So, there will be hard days to come, I'm sure. When the scale doesn't move for a month or so, that'll be hard, and I will, definitely share that, and struggle through that with you. That's one thing, and I'm committing, additionally to, sorry, my battery is going dead. I'm committing to also be more active on my blog again, and get that back rolling. I'm gonna find some time to sit down and get that going again, which, if anybody doesn't know, it's, www.faithgrace and giggles, spell out and giggles.com. So, I'll put that on the link too. But I'm going to get that going again because it was very therapeutic for me to write, and I struggled through, infertility and weight loss surgery and all of that with my blog. And so I want to get that going again and share, recipes and all of that kind of stuff with you. So I hope that you'll join in on that. There's a Facebook page for Faith, Grace, and Giggles as well. So I usually, when I write a blog post, I put that link on the Faith, Grace, and Giggles page. So, follow it on Facebook, head over there and just check it out, whatever suits you. But I just want to, put it out there that I'm gonna start doing that again, and I'm gonna add that to my day. And I may not post every single day, but for now, let's hope for at least every other day, and kind of go with that. So I'm going to close it now, just because we're getting up on the 21-minute mark, and that's a long video for anybody to watch. But I just want to, recap, grocery budget going well, lot to learn still. My attitude is getting so much better. Going to start blogging again to, share even more, keeping with the videos, because they're a lot of fun to make. But it's interesting because my son keeps asking me if I'm going to make another video. And so they must be catching them somehow, I guess, through our OneDrive or whatever, the cloud. But anyway, they're enjoying them too. So, attitude, don't quit before you start. Don't give up on yourself before you've ever even taken the DVD out of the box, or, had the first shake or whatever. Just, don't give up on yourself before you at least give it a good shot. And I would give it at least, a good week before you, try not to, or you decide, something's not working. Stick with it because, it is worth every second you devote to it. Your kids are watching you, so, keep that in mind as well. Watch the healthy habits. You've got to model it for them to want to even try it. So, we're still on the cusp of that, but, I know we're getting there. There's something, clicking. So we're going to, stick with it. And then, if there's something that is holding you back, whether it be, a negative relationship or, a game app thing that you're obsessed with on your phone, some of that you may have to limit. And so, give yourself the freedom to make those changes. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. College football is back. We are enjoying, our games the last couple weeks. So I hope you're enjoying the weekend. And, I think pro football comes back tomorrow too. So, lots of fun things to, be able to enjoy with your family. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.